Today is shoulder day. I'm gonna start off with a press. My shoulder's not fantastic, so with the latest chest days and shoulder days, they've been a bit problematic for this shoulder here. So what I'm gonna do today, maybe go a little bit more freestyle, and also maybe focus on not massively heavy weight, but just going slow. It's getting that nice deep stretch in certain places. So I mean, with this one, I'm not doing behind the neck today. I'm just going to do normal shoulder press on the Smith. I'm going to start off with no weight at all. I like to try and move the chair whilst I'm gripping the bar just to get it in the right place. What feels right. Let me keep those shoulders back. Just get that shoulder blades together. Which for me is the hardest part. Is that stretch. It's got no weight on at all, so I think it's a starting resistance of 10 or something, which isn't much at all. I don't really need to think about range of motion with this either. I'm just kind of pushing. Push that chest out as well. So this is very much like a let's work out to try and fix things kind of session. I can still get an amazing pump, but I'm not going for that heavy weight. You can't always go for the heavy weight. Some of you might argue that I never go for the heavy weight. Right, let's add weight to it. First one with a little bit of weight on. So the other one had no weight. This one has 210 either side. Actually, tell a lie. The other one had 11.3 kg starting resistance. We can't forget about that starting resistance. It is important. Okay, so this would probably be about 31. Is it? Yeah, 31-ish. 31 and a half or so. So, again, I'm going to take it really, really slow. Let's try and pull those shoulder blades together. Try not to aggravate my shoulder too much. Easier said than done. Start with that range. Might have been going a little bit too deep there for my shoulder. Not much weight on there at all, but it's very slow. It's very controlled. Got a fairly decent stretch out of that, I think. That got that sting. Yeah, it definitely hit. Not much on there, but it still hit. I was really going for that deepness. I'm trying to keep those shoulders pinned back as well, as that's something that I almost need to try and get further back with that one. And it's catching a little bit, so I'll try and maybe increase, but we'll see. I may need to just keep it at about this weight, just to try and stretch that out. So this is great for someone who's working with some sort of an injury. I mean, always go by what your medical practitioner says, but I think if you get some blood in there and just drop all your weight down and really try and stretch, that's how I've always tried to recover. It seems to work. So if that's you, maybe try it out, as long as your medical practitioner says so. Says it's all right. Don't go hurting yourself, and do keep those weights really, really low. This could still be too heavy. I mean, I've got 10s on either side. Still could be too heavy for some people. So don't go by what I lift. Go really, really low, and just try and stretch and loosen up in different ways. But still on that small weight. Let's go. Ooh. That's a very deep stretch there. Not much weight on. Not much weight, but I tell you, I can feel that stretch all the way down. I can feel all the blood. I can feel the pump coming on. Taking it really, really slowly. Coming up there. Feels good. Feels really good actually. So it feels like it's kind of pulling things in the right direction. So just pulling those shoulders back, pushing that chest out, and then getting that stretch in. Okay, so just put a couple of fives on this one. Let's see if this form is good or bad. You guys let me know. I'm gonna come for that shoulder width again, so those who can't see, it's just about here. I may spread it out when I get down to the bottom of the movement. Sometimes that feels, and that's kind of like the cool thing about using the Smith machine or something else, where you don't necessarily need to balance or anything. You can kind of shimmy your hands across quite easily. So let's go. Shoulders pinned back, chest pushed out a little bit. Calm down, and then I might shimmy a little bit. So my instinct for this is to try and up the weight. Almost feels horrible for me not putting the weight up and just keeping it here, but I feel like it's kind of needed. I might put my hands a little bit further out. I'm a little bit like wary of putting my arms further out and doing more of a wide grip. I know a lot of people say that it, can sort of put a lot more emphasis on your shoulders. For me, it puts it on my joint a bit more. So if anyone's got any issues, try moving your grip around a bit. I'm going to do it anyway, just to see if I can get a little bit more of a stretch and see how that goes. So again, same weight, not much on there, it's only like 40 kilograms. But we're working with that injury, so let's go. Again, 40 kilograms for me might not be light to you, so bear that in mind. You see where I was going up to about there? That's the point where it started pinching, and then when you get past that point, it's alright. There's a little bit of a catching on the inside of my shoulder. This one, staying on the same machine, we're making the most out of one machine so we don't have to move around so much. So this one, I'm going to start off with no weight again. Let's try and get a bit of a stretch. This one's called upright rows. And I'm going to do this on the Smith machine. So just going to come up. It's about here. So as I was saying, there's two different ways that you can do this. I like to lean forward ever so slightly. There's probably more than two ways. Mainly, I see a lot of people say do it slowly with not much weight, which is what I'm doing here. And the other way, which I normally do it, is explosively with heavier weight. A lot of people say that that second way is not right, but if you watch old footage of Arnold Schwarzenegger training, you'll see that's what the legend does. So pick your poison. It's getting some nice blood in there at the moment. It feels fantastic, by the way. So upright rows again. I always pull my shoulders back and I kind of lean forward ever so slightly, doing shoulder width. Put some tens on either side. So pulling those shoulders back, coming up. This is the slow method, the less weight, slow method. Got about 30 kg on here. Oh yes, very good. So it should be around 50 odd kilograms. Let's try this. All those shoulders back again. Come up. Shoulder down and back. Let's go. Slightly less slow, a little bit more explosive. Felt good though. We're not aggravating the shoulder of this one. Okay, so for this one, I've got the 20s on still. And then the starting resistance of 11.3. So 20 each side is 40. Starting resistance at 11.3 makes it 51.3, but we call it 51.5 because my tracking app doesn't do 0.3s. That's the only reason. Okay, let's go. So, by the way, you can do this with your thumbs round or thumbs the other side. Thumbs the other side. It's called suicide grip normally because when you're pressing and you keep your thumbs the other side, the bar can come out and break your rib cage. So that's why it's called suicide grip. Okay, roll those shoulders back. Look straight ahead. Slightly bent forward. I'm doing a little bit more explosive now. Nine good ones there. And it's not aggravating my shoulder, which is quite nice. So I think what we can do is adapt what we're on at the moment. We go for another shoulder exercise. Let's try that. Next one. Still using the Smith machine. So I'm going to lean forward again. And bring my hands. I think I'm going to bring them pretty narrow actually. I have that shoulder width, but maybe a little bit more inwards, maybe like to here. I kind of want to stretch my back traps open a little bit more when I do this. And lean forward a lot more if I can. Just try and come back with my traps. I'm trying to hit lower on my traps. Rather than coming directly up, I'm kind of leaning forward slightly. Trying to get the traps that are running down the back a little bit more. This should almost be called a different exercise from shrugs. It is shrugs, but it's a bit of a variation really. I'm not hitting the usual spot for them. That hit them perfectly. Oh wow. Yeah. It kind of hits the bit back here, which runs down. You kind of got this bit up here and then the traps run down. And I'm leaning forward slightly. It Leaning forward, just hitting that bit that goes further down my back. I got a nice pump from that. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same as last time. I'm kind of got my hands a little bit less than shoulder width, I would say. I'm not even on the grip at the moment. And I'm gonna bend over slightly, so you roll those shoulders back first, come down, come up, and then yeah. Same again, coming in slightly. I'm kind of rounding my back a little bit just to stretch as they go running down my back, kind of like pulling them apart at the spine. So I've added, before I start, I've added another couple of 20 plates each side. So this is 2468, 91.3. So leaning over slightly, trying to hit those straps running down the back a bit more. Let's go. Okay, I think that's it for those. Lateral raises on the machine. Tell you what, those upright rows have fatigued my side delts. This is hard. That was a lot harder than usual, which is good. They're not going to be used to it. But that was unexpected. I didn't think I hit my side delts quite as much until doing this exercise on those upright rows, but they must have really had a big impact. Okay, on to the next one. Number 2, 68. So 73 for 8. Big difference hitting those upright rows have done. Big difference. They're knackered. 73 for 8. Alright, so rear delts. Let's get that chest firmly against the pad. Arms out. I like to roll my shoulders back a little bit. What are we on? 79. See how this goes. See if it causes any aggravation or if we're good. Let's go. That felt good. Alright, so that's 1 of 5. 79 kg. I'll go up on the next one. I got one more that time, 13 rather than 12. The light is probably about here. Let's try that. So yeah, that's the end of shoulder day. I hope you enjoyed it.